Patriots fans, what's one of the biggest reasons we study history? It's simple, so we don't repeat the stupid mistakes we once did in the past. All right? It's as simple as that. Just like my banner back here. Listen, I'm not going to use two-sided tape to put it on an unfinished wall because it's just not going to work. It's stupid. I need tacks. I need clothespins. Like you guys said, I appreciate the help, but I digress on that. We don't want to repeat what we did in the past that was dumb, that didn't work. And the Patriots are going to do just that, hopefully. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the daily Patriots content. So do me a favor, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. We hit 7,000 because of you. I appreciate it. Let's keep climbing. Hit the like button because I love you guys and you're great people. And comment below. We're jumping right into it today. Ladies and gentlemen, Elliot Wolf was asked earlier, listen, are you guys going to feel compelled to draft on need? Now, this is why it's great news. He said, no, we don't. The best player available is going to be the way it is. Maybe we went for need a little bit too much last year, but obviously that accumulated into drafting Drake May, so it wasn't all bad. First of all, pause. Huge just backstab to all the other guys in that draft. Again, hopefully some of them turn out. Hopefully some of them do. But it's just, it's wild to think like, yeah, you guys didn't turn out like we thought you guys were going to. So again, still potential there. Hopefully, cross your fingers. But I think this is big looking at the draft because, again, I think a lot of people can look in a bunch of different directions and say, well, based on this, based at the number 4 spot, this is who we think the Patriots are going to get. And as it says at the bottom of this says Will Campbell, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter. But again, Abdul Carter probably out of the running. Only by a miracle from above is he going to fall into our laps at number 4. Then, as I've said multiple times on this show, Travis Hunter, if he's at that 4 spot, they are going to take him. I think that's guaranteed. Again, will he be there? We don't have to worry about Cam Ward or Shadur Sanders. Again, they could trade out of that position if one of those guys, most likely Shadur Sanders, is available at that spot and someone wants to trade up. Sure, that's a possibility. But again, it all comes down to who do the Patriots have on their big board? Who is in chronological order based on who they think are the best Patriots, soon to be Patriots in this draft. There we go. So it doesn't necessarily mean just because Will Campbell's still there at 4 that they're going to take Will Campbell at 4. So it could mean, and let's jump into a couple big boards right here. And I think this is interesting. So this is PFF, Pro Football Focus, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. I would switch those two. And then they have my boy, McMillan, absolute dog at wide receiver. On here it says potential All-Pro. Wow. Very athletic for his size, very versatile. I love that. But one that's more interesting than we've talked about before. So again, McMillan, that could be maybe on the Patriots draft board. That's who they see as the best. Again, that's filling a need, a pretty big need at wide receiver. Yes, but again, you never know. You look down to number 4, Mason Graham. He's pretty consistently in the top, I would say 6 on a lot of people's power rankings when it comes to the draft. So Mason Graham, a great, very elusive, athletic defensive interior lineman from Michigan. Again, is that something where it's like, well, we're not sure about Barmore, so we draft him. You have him and Milton Williams in the middle wreaking havoc. Again, who knows? Ashton Genty, we talked about him not too long ago. There's a lot of people. Now, we did a poll, and 70-some% of you say, no, don't draft Genty. I would agree with that. 20-some% draft him. Again, I think if the Patriots are like, yes, he's the best player, and they draft him, again, I trust the process. And then you drop all the way down to 6. There's Will Campbell. Again, this is kind of all subjective. This is based on what Pro Football Focus believes. You jump into ESPN, this is more up my alley for what I believe on the top at least 3. Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Mason Graham, again, in that top 5. Then you have Tyler Warren, tight end. Again, some people, there's been a lot of people throwing out Tyler Warren's name saying, listen, Austin Hooper, who knows how long he has, Hunter Henry, same thing. They're older, so why not Tyler Warren? Interesting offensive weapon. it's an interesting conversation to have. Again, Ashton Genty, and then you go down all the way down this list, and it takes a while until you finally actually get to Will Campbell, which a lot of places have the Patriots drafting him. So again, it all depends. Who do the Patriots have based on their big board and who they rank based on their internal analytics and all these different things, who they believe is the best. And at number 4, who the heck's going to drop into their lap? So again, what's crazy to think too is Elliott Wolf and Gerard Mayo, the list they had, yes, you're not going to miss on someone like Drake May, but the rest of the draft, you're scratching your heads with some of those guys. Now, Jalen Polk, I still have faith in some of these guys. Polk, Baker, Jaheim Bell. There's some of these guys I still have faith in. But it's interesting to think, okay, who are the guys you passed up on that you actually had ranked higher on your board at a different position, but you didn't go get them because based on need? And I think this is Elliott Wolf. I know him learning from his mistakes, being a man and saying, listen, we're not making that mistake again. Regardless what you think, that is good news. That is very good news. Now, everyone's going to have a subjective opinion. Again, there's a contingency that says Ashton Genty. There's a contingency that says, listen, we need to get McMillan. There's people that say, no, we need Will Campbell. No, we need Membu. No, we need Banks. Everyone has a different opinion. That's great. That's fine. I love it because it brings a great conversation. But again, whoever falls to them at number 4, if they don't trade out, is mostly going to be the top person on their big board. Again, my guess would be it's Abdul Carter. It's probably Travis Hunter. And I think as things are going right now, Travis Hunter has a very high opportunity to fall in their lap. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Again, it's all a lot. I would say that, again, you're not going to truly know if your draft is successful. You got to give it a couple years. Smooth out, see what happens, and then move on from there. But I think based on this is great intel knowing, hey, guys, Patriots fans, Elliott Wolf here. I messed up. This is what I did last time. By the grace of God, somehow I got a second opportunity at this gig, and I'm not going to mess it up. But I do also think that, guess what? The biggest say is Mike Vrabel. That I think we all know that. So comment below. Tell me what you think. What are the Patriots going to do? Who the heck knows? But tell me what you think about that comment. Last but not least, Christian Ellis. This is pretty funny story because obviously the Patriots snag Robert Spillane from the Raiders, and then Christian Ellis, who is a restricted free agent. If you don't know the difference, unrestricted means you can go anywhere, sign an offer, and you don't have to. You are not beholden to your former team. You are unrestricted. You can go sign with whoever the heck you want. Whereas restricted is you go somewhere, and if you go and sign with Christian Ellis, he goes and signed with the Raiders on Wednesday. The Patriots had till Monday to match that offer, and they did. So they matched the offer sheet, bringing him back. Now, this is what's very interesting and also would be very smart on behalf of the New England Patriots. Multiple things I've read, whether that was on Twitter, a couple different articles I read, was talking about how it's possible that the Patriots are doing this because they want to take Christian Ellis and then actually trade him to the Raiders. Again, possibly getting draft capital, who knows? But it's an interesting strategy if they believe. Now, granted, if they can't trade him, obviously they're signing a guy that they believe in. I don't think you're going to go sign a guy just saying like, oh gosh, I hope we can trade him, because that would be kind of stupid. But again, I think that's a possibility that they look into. Hey, this is the guy you wanted. Remember, this is the guy you signed. Hey, we'll trade him to you, but we want something. That would be a power play move. That would be very awesome on the side of the Patriots. And if that was Elliott Wolf's idea or whoever, pat them on the back. Smart move. So again, tell me what you think. We talked a lot Elliott Wolf today. Goodness sakes. But tell me what you think. His comments, drafting, they are not going to draft on need, but who is the best player available? Comment below on that. I think there's a lot of you out there that you're like, yes, you would be dumb not to do that. Yes, I would agree. But again, if we're really, it's really razor thin based on what they have broken down to be who is the best, then that's obviously going to be a little tougher. But again, they are going to have a strategy of this is plan A, this is plan B, this is plan C, and they're going to go down the list of, okay, if this happens, this is what we're going to do. If this happens, this is what we're going to do. And again, they probably will not fully be prepared, depending on, and they might have non-negotiables of people trading up. If you trade up, we want to still be within the top 10 or something like that. So it's going to be interesting to see, but it does make me feel better knowing, like, okay, maybe they don't see something in Will Campbell and they don't take him, and then they ended up taking Mason Graham. That lets me know, hey, we had Mason Graham really high on our board, and we think he is going to be a much bigger asset than a Will Campbell. And then eventually, hopefully, they're going to go out in some round and get a left tackle. So we will see. Comment below, though. I think this is good news. Good to hear. Let's hear from you. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Peace. Hit the subscribe button.